telling you what we're about to do, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it, because that is how bad Tyler Hero's defense is. There's no mission, they have no goal, they have no idea what they're going to be doing future-wise. Why would I go sign with that team? I'd rather go to a team that has a superstar alongside of them and play with them and hope. If you are an executive in the NBA, at some point you're gonna have to bend over for the players, no Diddy, in order for you to get some real stuff done. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. If you know me, you know who I am. If you don't, my name is Trey Fab. I'm a React content creator. I like to react to different things, whether it be TikTok, YouTube, drama nonsense, or basketball, different basketball content creators in the modern NBA in general. So if you like basketball insight, I'm the guy for you. And if you like brain rot, I'm the guy for you. With that being said, today we will be reacting to AM Hoops video. The Miami Heat are in big trouble. But before we do, since the playoffs are taking off, let's talk about the playoffs as it is so far, is the up-and-coming games that are happening. So first and foremost, we have Boston going up against the Knicks, down 0-2, and Golden State going against the Timberwolves when they are tied 1-1. My thing is with, I thought Ant-Man was injured, but he came back towards the end of the game. He seems like he's playing all right. As long as Steph Curry is not in the game, I don't see the Warriors being able to win at all. And I think depending on how big of a lead the Timberwolves have, let's say they're up 3-1, like, I don't know if they can come back down 3-1, especially with Steph Curry coming right back from injury. This game tonight's going to be big. You don't want to go back to Minnesota down 2-1 to the Timberwolves. I know that they had a abysmal fucking game in game one. It was absolutely disgusting. What was it, like 30 points and a half or some shit like that? It was terrible. But when it comes down to as far as like the Warriors, I don't think there's much they can do. Even if Jimmy Butler turns into Jimmy Buckets, I don't think there's much they can do to beat the Timberwolves without Steph Curry, because he really initiated that offense, and the plus-minus with him off the floor to on the floor is absolutely disgusting. So I honestly have the Timberwolves winning tonight, but if the Warriors are able to pull a game out tonight, that would be impressive, and they would obviously steal home court back. So this will be a interesting game to watch for sure. Now with the Celtics and the Knicks, Celtics obviously have to win this game. They cannot go down 3-0 to the Knicks, but the Knicks are not scared of the Celtics. They showed that they can beat them twice at the Garden. And not only that, it can't be a close game. It cannot be a close game, because one thing the Knicks have seen is, like, we can beat you guys. And if it's a close game, Jalen Brunson can come out and just go ahead and torch them. One of the clutch players, he was the most clutch player in the league. I think he won that award too. So when it comes to Jalen Brunson, when it comes down to winning the game, he's going to be there. So the Celtics don't need to build a 20-point lead. They need to hold it. The fact that you let the Knicks come back twice on you, disgusting. But we'll see what happens. So my prediction for tonight is the Celtics will win this game because they have to. And the Timberwolves will win this game because they just, unless they play a game like they did in game one where it was just absolutely abysmal. I will give some credit to the Warriors defense, sure. But a lot of that was just fucking gross. Like, if you actually watch that game, the shot selection, the offense that was being run, the Timberwolves just played like shit. But as long as the Timberwolves don't play like that and they just play good, they beat the Warriors. Even if Jimmy Buckets come out to play today, it'll be close, but I still think they beat the Warriors. So that's my prediction for tonight. We'll see what happens. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get this shit started. Now, if you're new to my channel, please go vote. I upload every week. I upload different, like, YouTube video essays type shit. This week, it was 100 men versus a gorilla. Next week is going to be my why LeBron is the GOAT over MJ. And then, obviously, I have my other two videos I'm going to be uploading. I upload one every Wednesday, and they're like YouTube video essays. I sit down and actually write an essay, and then I go ahead and read it off. I give you my shit. I tell you why I feel the way I feel, and I back it up with, like, evidence and different data and shit of that sort. So if you're a nerd And that's the type of shit you like listening to. Someone rant about their opinions on shit. Go ahead and go vote. Let me know which one you guys would be more interested in me talking about first. Why the NBA is more skilled than it's ever been, or why the internet has officially ruined arguing. But all that out the way, let's get this shit started. The Miami Heat are in big trouble now by AM Hoops. So let's pop off.
Lost most lopsided series in NBA history. Not Heat history, all of history.
138 to 83 is disgusting. That is disgusting. That is disgusting.
Cavs outscored him by 122 points. Cleveland was so good that in Game 3, Davion Mitchell outscored Donovan Mitchell. Cavs still won by 32 points. So the plan was just put Tyler Hero in pick and roll and pick him apart. Hero's defense made Ty Jerome look like a superstar. And the worst part, Darius Garland disrespected Hero by actually saying this to the media.
What's the key to playing clean basketball like that against a team like that?
Pick on Tyler Hero.
Ha! So you know what?
I'm sorry, but if your defense is so bad that it's being told about in the media, one thing I ripped Ant-Man on is telling the media what exactly is being used against him, because I feel like that is not the smartest thing to do. If anything, that is like a detriment to your team. You don't want the other team to know what exactly affects you, and you don't want the other team to know what doesn't. You want to keep your mouth shut on that. Just the general answers. Their defense was great. Their offense was great. General answers. You don't want to give them actual answers because you don't want them using that against you. But damn, they felt his defense was so trash that it's like, we don't have to hold this information back. We're attacking Tyler Hero. There's nothing you can do about it. We're telling you what we're about to do, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it, because that is how bad Tyler Hero's defense is. It's so bad that we can tell you what we're doing, and you can't stop it. That is crazy.
What Tyler said? Oh, there is no way we are going down 4-0. The worst loss in Heat playoff history. No team has ever been humbled like this. So what do they do now? Well, Bam Adebayo said there are going to be a lot of changes this summer. Understanding how the guy with the silver hair works, be prepared for that. And that means everybody. You think anyone is safe after basically giving up in games 3 and 4 at home? They shouldn't even be allowed to wear those little Heat culture uniforms next year. Oh, but will the silver hair guy even be around? Because Stephen A. Smith just said that Pat Riley should step down and Eric Spoelstra should head basketball operations.
I mean, Stephen A. Smith says a lot of shit, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. Listen, Pat Riley might need to step down. I'm not sure if Pat Riley is doing his team any benefits here. I mean, they've been okay, but they haven't really made a splash. Jimmy was great for them, but he's gone now. So honestly, they might just need to make some different moves. But as far as Pat Riley stepping down, I don't know, bro. I don't think they failed enough. Listen, if the Pelican motherfucker has his job, if the Sacramento Kings motherfucker has his job, if you got these teams where the heads got their job still, the front office has their job still for a while, I think Pat Riley is here to stay. I think he needs to fail a little more, just a little more, before they show him the door.
And a lot of fans were like, does Stephen A. actually have a point? But no matter who's running this, the Heat have one game plan. If you look at the top teams in the NBA, all of them tanked. Number 1 seeded Thunder drafted Josh Giddey in 2021, turned into Alex Caruso, then Chet Holmgren in 2022. The Rockets got Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr., and Amin Thompson from their tank. Cavs, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley for capping it off with a big trade for Donovan Mitchell. Tanking is clearly a path to greatness if you can draft well, which Miami can. I mean, they got Tyler Hero at 13.
Yeah, but I mean, we just talked about Hero. And honestly, I feel like Hero's defense, I don't know if it's something that 100% can be fully fixed, because he is trying. The reason I rip on Luka and I give Luka so much shit is because we're not even sure if Luka has a similar defensive style as Tyler Hero. We don't know. And he's shown flashes of good defense. He's just out of shape for a basketball player. I know, coming from me, that might be crazy to say, but for a basketball player, he's just out of shape, and he also doesn't try as hard as he could be trying. So my hope is this offseason is he takes that more seriously. I'm hoping he takes the words of Dallas to heart, and he understands these fucking guys, I don't like them. I don't like that they traded me, but damn, maybe they had a point and I should work on my defense. And I'm hoping that he actually learns from LeBron as far as like defensive efficiency, trying, effort. You guys get what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if I rip into Luka because I feel like his defense can be great because I've seen spurts of it where it was. Where Tyler Hero, he is in basketball shape. He is trying. He's just not good. He's just not good. And I don't know how you can necessarily fix that because 50% of defense is just trying. Okay? Take somebody who can barely play basketball. If you just tell them to try and stay on the person, they're going to be able to give you some good defense. But as far as like defense that's going to really stop a player who can get a shot off and make his own space, that takes more than just trying. Now you got to actually be good as far as a defensive player goes and actually know what you're doing. So I don't know if Tyler Hero's output offensively is enough for me to say, well, that's a good player because at least he gives you like 20 points per game or so. That's not enough. That's not enough for me to say you're a defensive liability. If you're going to be a defensive liability, you got to either be amazing with your shot selection and your spacing, or they got to double team you, or you got to have an amazing output offensively so it just doesn't matter. Something like a Luka, something like a Steph Curry. I don't see that with Hero. So I'm not going to sit here and say he was a great pick. I'm not going to say he was a bad one either. I just think he needs to get in the lab this offseason and prove everybody wrong.
At 14, Khalil Ware at 15. Embrace the tank. Except that's the one thing that Miami won't do. Call it stubborn or stupid, but that's just not our style. There was never discussion about tanking. That's just not us. Oh, must that be nice. All these other little teams should have to tank, but that's just not our style. But what Spo should be saying is, we don't actually have to tank because we're South Beach. Yes, they are one of 3 cities stars love to play in: LA, New York, and Miami. Every time the Heat are in trouble, a star just bails them out. Lose second round to Indiana? Bam, Shaq joins that summer. Get the 1 seed, then a championship. Struggle after Shaq leaves? Oh, LeBron and Chris Bosh join 2 years later. Then 5 miserable down seasons before Jimmy Butler gets there. 5 seasons. Do you know how long normal teams have to wait between superstars? Try 40 years for the Bucks. But I'm excited to go see Nate Bargatze. He's a comedian, loved his stuff for years, got a new tour going on. Just getting out of the house, honestly, with like some big event to go to is awesome. Something to look forward to. Now, I'm always looking for the best deal on like comedy tickets, sports tickets, whatever, which is why I gotta give the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek, a huge shout out. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more. Right now, you can get tickets to the new MLB season. NBA and NHL playoffs are officially here as well. I love using SeatGeek. Even took my son to another Rockets game. I was a little afraid about how loud the noise was, but he loved it. Now, you know SeatGeek's got your back. Every single ticket here is rated 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. The green dots mean you're getting a good deal. Red, not so much. I just picked a random Astros game here in Houston, getting an amazing deal here right on the third base line. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee, and you know I came through for you guys. You can use the code AMHOOPS10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That is 10% off any tickets with promo code AMHOOPS10. So make sure you click the link in the description, download the app, and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Now, to be fair, the Heat are great at player development. Bam Adebayo, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, Tyler Hero. The list is long, but mainly it's the palm trees and aqua water. So who's the next Miami star? Well, if Stephen A is right, there might not be one, because he claims that stars are now fed up with Pat Riley's old school approach. 80 years old is just too much. Now, while I admire Pat Riley's blue-collar approach, sometimes it does backfire. Like, remember the Damian Lillard situation? Pat Riley refused to negotiate with Portland. He was like, this is our offer, no changes. But it turned out that Portland wasn't listening to Dame's little Miami trade demand. Instead, they took the best package from Milwaukee. So as a backup, the Heat got guard Terry Rozier, who was a disaster. And the Jimmy...
I don't understand like the stubbornness, especially when you can get someone that's going to be heavily beneficial to your team. There's no reason to be stubborn or to continue to be stubborn. Damian Lillard on that team, especially if they could hold Jimmy Butler, Damian Lillard on that team as well, that would have been a good team. I mean, Jimmy Butler was able to take the pieces that he had already, and they were able to get to the finals. Now imagine Damian Lillard there. I still think that the Nuggets win that championship, but I think it gets closer. I think it is closer. I don't know. Honestly, I just feel like Pat Riley is one of those like hard-nosed executives where it's like, it's my way or the highway. And it's like, okay. If you are an executive in the NBA, at some point you're going to have to bend over for the players, no Diddy, in order for you to get some real stuff done.
Butler trade, by the way, was a huge, huge reason that the Heat imploded like this. I mean, this is yet another example of Jimmy taking a friggin' flamethrower to an organization on his way out. But did Rollins play that right either? When Jimmy was up for an extension, Pat Riley said, well, Butler's got to earn it by playing more games, which is fair, but...
Fair. But you don't say that to the media. You don't say that to the media, bro. Like, there's just... I don't understand. This is what I'm talking about. At some point, you got to bend over for the players a little bit. Because guess what? It doesn't matter if you're an executive. It doesn't matter if you pay them. It doesn't matter if you're in charge, Pat. No, it doesn't. You know why it doesn't matter? Because they're the ones that really get to decide if they want to play for you or not. Even if they're under contract, they get to decide if they're going to give you, the output of efficiency on offense or defense that you're hoping to get out of them. They could just go play for a check, give you, a measly 15 to 20 points a game, barely try, but collect their paycheck because they're not trying to win for you. Like, you can't just be this big of a hard ass and expect players to like you. At some point, you're going to have to bite the bullet and kiss their ass a little bit. That's just what you have to do.
In the player empowerment era, Jimmy actually calls all the shots. All he had to do was make things a little uncomfortable, and they had no choice. While Riley was getting in this heated negotiation like, oh, we're not going to trade Jimmy Butler, his trade value was going down. All they got was a late first from Golden State and Andrew Wiggins. Did you even notice that Wiggs was playing that Cavs series? No. Davion Mitchell might have been the best thing about that trade. Oh, and on the other coast, Jimmy is just casually helping his new team over Houston. Riley might have messed this up. So we know that big changes are coming to Miami, and there are two paths that they can take. First, they can make a big trade this offseason, a reaction to how embarrassed they now feel. Or two, they could stay patient, wait until next offseason when they'll have a ton of cap space to lure a free agent like always. The problem is, what if nobody comes? What if Stephen A is wrong?
Yeah, I wouldn't... Just because Miami can be fun to play in, trust me, that weather, I get it. Stephen A loves to talk about the weather of Miami. Oh, I'm a brother that loves Miami. Like, he loves Miami. I get it. But if your whole plan is to wait until next season to hope that players will come to your team, you're doing a sinking ship ideal, bro. Like, I don't understand. The way that these teams are going to look in the next year is going to be so different. LeBron's going to be retired out in LA probably. I predict this. I think this is LeBron's last year, so save your money. Go see him. This is LeBron's last year. I am Nostradamus. I am Nostradamus. I'm telling you right now. I'm predicting it. This is LeBron's last year. But LeBron's going to be retired, and they just got Luka over there. They're probably going to get a piece or two in order to get a center, but they ain't got a lot of cap space, so they can't have much. But as soon as LeBron's off the books, now they got a lot of cap space, okay? And they're not going to sign much. They're probably going to get rid of Gabe Vincent in order to get themselves a piece for center and package him up and send him out. So, and I wouldn't be shocked if Vanderbilt's also on the chopping block. As much as I love him, he has not been like the greatest. But it is what it is. Like, defensively, he is great, but towards the end of the season, he has been just a detriment to that team. I wouldn't be shocked if they kept him, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be shocked if he was traded as well. So, they're keeping Rui. That's just a fact. They're going to keep AR. They're going to keep Luka, obviously. LeBron's going to stay, and I can see Dorian Finney-Smith staying, and Jackson Hayes I could see being gone. Gabe Vincent I could see being gone, and Jared Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, for some reason, I just feel like he could be gone. So, I mean, the Lakers would be an amazing destination for a free agent. Like, LeBron is just gone, and he was on your books. LeBron's making a lot of money, so that means you can get a big star in LA and afford to, especially with the luxury tax that they're paying already, and the fact that they're going to write some people off their books anyway, especially if they get rid of Gabe Vincent. So now, you get a big star in LA next to Luka. You don't think that's enticing to go play in LA? How about Chicago? We have a lot of cap space, and we're a fun market. We're a good market. We got historic on our side. You know, the Michael Jordans and the D-Rose and the city of Chicago. We may not be the warmest like LA, but we are a fun market for people to come play in. I can see a big name coming to us. There's a lot of teams for people to go to. We got the cap space, and we got an actual competent, good, young core that can actually do something versus Miami Heat, where half their core is older and then half their core is younger, and there's not really much to work with there. I think when it comes to these teams, there's a lot of teams that can make space for different players. Even Denver might be in the lookout for a free agent. Like, I just don't think if you're Miami, you play this game of like, well, let's go ahead and wait until a free agent is free, and then we'll go ahead and sign them. It's not like that. There's a lot of teams that have, like, good reasons for big names to come sign with them. So, I don't know. Pat Riley needs to be smart with these next few moves.
Right, and stars don't want to play there. Well, in 2026, free agency looks like this. The list of players include Luka, J-Dub, Triple J, De'Aaron Fox, KD, Trey, Kyrie, Dame, Levine, Harden, Mikal Bridges, Norm Powell, Kristaps Porzingis, Vooch, and Austin Reeves. Now, some...
Ooh. Okay, Austin Reeves I can see staying in LA. Luka I can see staying in LA. Triple J, though, I'm going to be honest, I can see him going to LA. I'm not sure what the future of Damian Lillard holds. I'm not sure who would even want James Harden. Vucevic, I could see him going to LA if Triple J doesn't. Like, Norman Powell, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is just me thinking. Norman Powell, I could see him being a great pickup over there in Denver. KD, I can see him being a great pickup. I don't know if he would go to Miami. But I can see him being a great pickup for several teams. I could see him being a good pickup for Denver. I just feel like a lot of these names, you can point to a lot of teams that they would sign with before Miami even comes out of their mouths. Great market, but if Miami has no competent goal, why would any player go play for that team? If Miami has no mission, they have no goal, they have no idea what they're going to be doing future-wise, why would I go sign with that team? I'd rather go to a team that has a superstar alongside of them and play with them and hope for the best.
Some of these are unrealistic. Let's cross off Luka, J-Dub, and Fox, who will re-sign with their old teams. 4 old guys like Durant, Harden, Dame, and Kyrie, not amazing. So all that really leaves is Triple J, Trey, and Levine of all-star free agents. Not great. So what about a trade? Well, the Heat have 3 tradable first-round picks and a ton of expiring contracts. That includes the Warriors' 2025 pick, the Heat's in 2030 and 32. But what about core players? How can you say that anybody is off limits? Bam Adebayo better not be complaining about being left off NBA awards lists after this. And Tyler Hero, oh, great regular season. I mean, first-time All-Star, 4th year in a row, scoring 20 points or more, but yet again, bad in the postseason. Ever since the bubble, the narrative is Tyler takes a step back in big games. He even admitted to the media, I need Jimmy to win. Who says that? Well, the game plan for Cleveland wasn't just to hunt him on defense. They also took away his shot. Now, maybe that improves with better teammates, but 4 points in a closeout game 4 is ridiculous. There is no excuse for that. Also, they made a finals run without him in 2023. Is it crazy to think Tyler Hero could be traded? I mean, what if he turns down the extension this summer? He makes All-NBA next year. They really going to be put in a position to sign Hero to a Supermax contract.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Signing Tyler Hero to a max. Oh my God. Signing Tyler Hero to a super max contract? No, baby, no.
That is what they're risking. So let's say everyone is on the table to trade. The obvious name, Giannis, but he's unrealistic. Teams like the Rockets will easily outbid the Heat. But if Giannis does request a trade, that is great news for Miami because he will suppress the market for other stars. Like the Suns wanted a big haul for KD. Yeah, not if the Greek Freak moves. The best packages would all be going to Giannis. So I fully expect the Heat to be involved in one of these names this summer. Kevin Durant, Zion Williamson, Trae Young, and an outside shot at Ja Morant. As trade bait, Miami can dangle all 3 of their picks, Jaime Jaquez and Nikola Jovic at least. But what are the positives here? Because it's not all bad for the Heat. Outside of Tyler Hero, they've also got Bam Adebayo, Khalil Ware, who's awesome as a rookie. A core foundation after Jimmy Butler. Now the only question, how do they get that Heat culture back? They obviously need some big star, like always, but who's that going to be? Is it KD? Is it Zion? I fully expect the Heat to be in all these trade talks this summer. Maybe it's Ja Morant, because the Grizzlies might actually think about trading him after what just happened. Ja's one of the big reasons, actually, that Memphis got swept, so his days in Memphis might be over.
Yeah, I don't... Who the fuck would want Tyler Hero? Tyler Hero on a Supermax just doesn't even sound right, bro. It doesn't even sound right. Tyler Hero on a Supermax? Jesus Christ. But Good video by AM Hoops. If you guys like the content, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything you want me to react to, and I will do so. But until next time, friends, stay safe, stay smart. Love ya. Peace out.